Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Fix my little camera here, man. What's the word, man? Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Thursday, man. You see the subject matter for the day, man. I gotta do some vent, man. I gotta let y'all know. Gotta let y'all know some things, man. So we gonna do some vent today, man. We ain't even gonna waste too much time, man. I'm gonna give y'all about 2-3 minutes, man, to tap in, man, before I start going off on this particular subject matter, man. If y'all ain't familiar with the situation, man, you're gonna have to get hip, man. You're gonna have to catch up. But we talking about Jerry Jones though. We talking about Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, man, and that recent photo that popped up when he was like 14. Montel, Magic, Divine Focus, Peace. What's happening? What's the word? We gonna focus on some hypocrisies. Some hypocrisy that we know exists, but it's like it'd be a slap in the face when it actually happens, man. But we gotta point it out. We gotta point it out. We gotta point this hypocrisy out. Gotta point it out, man. This is real funny. Real funny when they have situations from their past that pops up, comes back to haunt them, and they tell people like, "Oh, you shouldn't judge me based off of an old photo. You shouldn't judge me based off of something that I did when I was a kid." All of this type of stuff, man. This is what Jerry Jones is saying. This is what a lot of people are saying. Evan, peace. What's happening? Yeah, everything, all is well, man. We all good, centered and balanced. Montel, for sure. Glad to see you doing good. Everything is all good. Goldie, peace. What's happening? What's the word? You know, I get sick of these folks, man. I get sick of them, you know, and every now and then I got to vent on this particular subject matter because, again, nothing is new under the sun. You know, so we always getting hit with situations that point out the hypocrisy. You know, they just got done drilling brothers in the media, you know what I'm saying, for posting certain things. But then when some photos come out about you when you was 14 and you got black kids trying to desegregate the school and you out there rallying and protesting against that, and you don't want the world to view you a certain type of way because the photo got leaked, man, miss me with that. Because if the cops did something to me today, right? If the cops came and did something to me today, guess what they gonna do to try to justify what they did? They gonna go dig inside my social media. They gonna dig. They gonna try to find the worst possible status, the worst possible picture, the worst possible YouTube video I've ever posted in life. They gonna dig until they find something grimy, and they gonna post that, and they gonna use that as justification for why the cop pulled the trigger. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know how many unarmed young black men have been killed. Then when they get killed, they go pull up a social media post from like 10 years ago and be like, yeah, this person was up to no good. They was a thug, whatever the word they want to utilize. So it's okay for them to do that. But then when this dude photo get leaked, then we're not supposed to hold that against him. We supposed to automatically give him the benefit of the doubt, like he's not that same person that he was at 14. Like he don't hold them same views. Like he's innocent. But then when a cop kills an innocent black child or a young black man, young black girl or something, then they go dig up something for 10 years ago and it's all good. That's justified. That's justified. They do that all the time. Dig up old posts from black folks when they do some damage to them and be like, see, this is why we did it. They was a threat to society because this is what they posted 10, 15 years ago on Facebook, on Twitter. They go pull up old Twitter posts and crucify him. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all done seen it. Y'all done seen them do that. Y'all done seen them use 10-year-old tweets against people who was trying to elevate, was trying to do some powerful things. Y'all done seen it. Y'all have seen that. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Goldie, you say you surprised LeBron said something. You know what I'm saying? And I found, you know, I find him saying something a little interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when the Kyrie Irving situation was popped off, dude didn't really want to, you know what I'm saying, didn't want to back Kyrie in regards to his statement. See, I got a lot of different reasons as to why I feel like LeBron actually said something. But it is what it is, though. You know, LeBron didn't want to affiliate with a certain group, and he didn't want to talk bad about a certain group, aka, you know what I'm saying, the white Jews, and he didn't want to affiliate with a black organization that they label as a hate group. He didn't want to do that. You know, this was actually a safer comment for LeBron to make. This was a safer topic for him to speak on, this particular photo, because he's not really affiliating with any group, and he's not really talking bad about any group, so to speak. So this was a safer topic for him to talk about it. This was a safer situation for him to address. He played it safe with this one. Outcast, peace, what's happening? What'd you say to Renegade? You said at the same time, Kyrie never stood with LeBron as many times as he did speak up. I don't even, the times, like LeBron doing the school was cool. I don't know, man. LeBron, I'm going to give him credit that he's approached it better than Michael Jordan ever did. And again, I'm not looking at these athletes to be like everybody to be Muhammad Ali and things like that. So I'm not holding them to that standard. Now, as far as Kyrie never backing him, like I said, I didn't really fully agree with everything that Kyrie was not even posting, because he just posted the documentary. So I didn't necessarily agree with everything that came with the documentary. You know, but the responses that he was getting, like Jaylen Brown took a very good stance in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got to necessarily agree with everything that's being said, but we ain't got to bash the brother as well. From my recollection, I don't believe Kyrie ever came off as bashful in regards to LeBron and anything that he said. You know, so nor do I think they even asked that man. Like, I don't even recall them asking him about anything pertaining to LeBron standing on something. I can't necessarily remember that. You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily remember all of the interviews. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily recall Kyrie kind of throwing the man under the bus at any point when they were actually cool and playing together and things like that. So I can't recall any situation like that either. But either way, you know, these dudes and these millions and billions, like, they gonna be selective with the topics that they speak out about. And that's just the way the game go, because they, you know, they got people in their pockets, you know, they got people that's supporting their causes, they got people that's cutting them checks to them, you know, and they got interests that they have to protect, and they got certain things that they can't speak on, because if they do, they're gonna lose this deal, they're gonna lose that deal. And some brothers ain't willing to go out like that. So it's certain topics that's off limits, certain things that some of these dudes can't even discuss and talk about, even if they wanted to, because some of them are slaves to these contracts and slaves to these millions and billions. That's what it is. You know, and again, like I said, I ain't really looking for these athletes to be on a Muhammad Ali level, on a Malcolm X level. Like, I ain't looking for that. You know, it's cool when some of them decide to do that. It's definitely cool when some of them decide to do that, because they got that platform, man. They got that platform. So it's always cool when they do that. You know, strive to elevate the masses. D, peace, what's happening? But outside of that, though, this Jerry Jones situation is funny, man. That photo being leaked. Like I said, it'd be a whole different ball game if the roles were reversed and Jerry Jones was a black owner and they released some footage of him, or video, not video, but a photo of him back when he was 14 at a rally where they was talking bad about, like, at a rally with the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? And they figured out he was affiliated with Khalid Muhammad, or you know what I'm saying? The backlash that black owner would receive would be crazy. You know, it wouldn't be no, oh, that was me when I was 14. Y'all got to forgive me for my past. Like, yeah, if they found out a black owner was affiliated with Khalid Muhammad and they showed the photo when it was some white people trying to get somewhere and he was part of the crowd trying to prevent them from getting into this particular building or this school, it'll be a whole different ball game. It'll be a whole different ball game if this was somebody that was black and the photo was leaked. Because like I said, we've seen it. A black man reach a certain level, they go find the worst particular Facebook status, worst particular photo on Facebook, Twitter, IG, the worst video they've ever done on YouTube, and use it against them. Use it against them. You know, a lot of these owners of these sports teams are probably in a closet as far as being racist. Jerry Jones always gave me those vibes, man. Like, he always gave me those vibes. So this is really nothing new under the sun. That photo being released, like, that's confirmation, because we already pretty much figured that. If you been a fan of football and you know anything about Jerry Jones, you always got them vibes from that man. Like, you've always got that vibe, those type of vibes from him. JF, peace, what's happening? Kuma, peace, what's happening? So we didn't always receive those vibes from Jerry Jones, man. This is nothing new. We already knew this. We knew that was a part of his past. We knew that was a part of his story. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it probably ain't never left. Probably ain't never left. But we supposed to be forgiven, you know, because that's in our nature. When everybody was kneeling, you know what I'm saying? When Colin Kaepernick was doing the whole kneeling thing, y'all remember Jerry Jones back then? Y'all remember what he was on back then? So again, this ain't nothing new. Dominique, for sure. Yeah, we already know how it go. Jay, you already know. You already know. D, for sure, man. Khalid Muhammad, man, that's my guy. You know, RIP, a powerful brother there, powerful warrior, soldier, whatever. Yeah. Akuma, yeah, that's the owner for the Dallas Cowboys, the football team. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, if you know anything about it, I mean, you could just look him up and look at a photo and you're going to be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be like, yep, figured that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's been following football for a minute, man, just this is nothing new. This is not surprising. We've been saying that. We've been knew this. This ain't no surprise. Jay exactly told them they better not kneel on that field. So we supposed to act like he disconnected from that 14-year-old in that photo. We supposed to act like he don't hold similar views as that 14-year-old. We supposed to look at that and be like, oh, that was an innocent picture. He was talking about he was curious. That's the reason why he was with that group. He was curious. He wanted to see what this was all about. He was curious. That's what he told us. That's what he told us. He was curious in the photo. Come on, man. We got to stop playing. He was curious. Come on, man. We know what era that was. You was 14 years old. I didn't been 14. At 14, like we probably know what type of parents you had. At 14, best believe when it's something like that, man, you know, some stuff that been instilled in your mind, in your brain, and at 14, man, you didn't receive that. You didn't receive that, man. You ain't curious. You already know what it is. You know what they own. You know what's happening. You know what time it is. These black kids trying to desegregate this school, and your daddy and your moms have told you about these black folks and why they don't belong. And that's what you was on. But you telling us you was curious. Man, stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with us, man. Matter of fact, I saw something where it said the football coach or something, his football coach at that time told them that was going to be happening. He told the players not to be a part of that crowd. Yet Jerry Jones was still a part of that crowd even after the football coach told the knotheads or whatever they said he called them knotheads. It was like, man, don't be going down there with that crowd. And he still went because he's curious. Come on, man, stop playing. At 14, you ain't no dummy. You know what's happening. You know what time it is. You knew what that was about at 14. Your 15th birthday was right around the corner. You knew what time it was. You knew what was happening. You knew what was happening. The renegade, exactly. Backpedal big time. We already, and we be knowing what time it is. RG, peace, what's happening? Curious. I can't stand these folks, man. And the heat that we receive when we come out and say anything versus the heat that they receive when things get leaked out on them, get swept under the rug. You know, and they criticize somebody like me for speaking on it or something like that. You know, anybody that speaks out against that photo, we ain't supposed to be judging them based off of him being 14 at the time. Again, that sounds cool, but I'm 32. Like I said, if I got into any trouble with the law, you know what I'm saying, where they had to use excessive force, that's the first thing they're gonna do is pull up things from my past to try to justify it. That's what they gonna do to me. That's what they gonna do to one of y'all. Let y'all get in trouble with the law. They gonna use something from your past. Hey, you rap. They gonna pull up old rap lyrics. Now, granted, some of these little homies be tripping and telling on themselves via the music, but that's what they gonna do. Anything they could use against us, they do it. Oh, you made this song 10 years ago and you was talking about how you didn't like white people in a song 10 years ago. Guarantee you they'll pull that back up on me. I'm rapping in the song about 8-9 years ago about COINTELPRO. They gonna put that. They gonna use that. Hey, we was looking on YouTube and we found you was talking about COINTELPRO and you was talking about starting armies and things like that in a song like 10 years ago. We gonna use that against you. I can't sit here and say, man, you shouldn't judge me based off of the person that I was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. I'm a new person. Matter of fact, y'all, if y'all ain't hip, in the St. Louis area, they just executed a man. I'm gonna give y'all this story. They just, if y'all don't know, in the St. Louis area, if this ain't reached y'all news yet, we just had a black man. He was about 37. Name was Kevin Johnson. He just got executed. He got the death penalty. He got executed. Why did he get executed? Let me break this story down to you. I think it was 2005. He was 19 at the time. Kevin Johnson. He was 19. And he was staying out in the suburb of St. Louis called Kirkwood, right? So at 19, apparently he was on probation. And so the cops pull up to the crib. They said he violated the probation. So the cops pull up to his crib, right? I don't think he was there. I don't know. But the cops pull up to the crib. Kevin Johnson, the black man, he had a brother at the time that was like 12 or 13. Brother got all type of ailments. So the cops banging on the door looking for Kevin Johnson because they feel like he violated the probation. Couldn't get a hold of him, but they woke up the little brother that got all these ailments, like 12 or 13, the little bro. So they ended up waking up the little bro. I guess it rattled him, startled him. He ended up having a seizure, right? And according to Kevin Johnson, this white cop would not allow the mother to go back into the house to treat the son that was having the seizure. So his little brother ended up dying. Little 12, 13-year-old brother ended up dying of the seizure, and Kevin Johnson said the cop would not allow the mother to go back in to tend to the son that was having a seizure. So he ended up passing. So Kevin Johnson at 19, he was furious, fam. He blamed the cop for his little brother dying, whether it was the cop's fault or not. He blamed the cop. He 19, he full of rage. So that same cop ends up coming back that same night. This is like the 4th of July or maybe the 5th of July in 2005. That same white cop comes back to the neighborhood because I think they had got calls about some fireworks or whatever. So the same white cop pulls up to the same neighborhood. Same neighborhood, right? So he was questioning like three teenagers. 3 teenagers. And in the process of questioning these 3 teenagers, Kevin Johnson got word that he was there and he pulled up on the passenger side window. Not pulled up, he walked up to the passenger side window, boom, and shot the cop. Shot the cop, like, I think they say like 3 times, hit him in like the head, the torso, and the leg. So he shot the cop, right? Cop didn't die. He ends up going back to the crib. I think he said something to his mom's like, he responsible for killing my little brother, or he responsible for the death of my little brother. He needs to know what it feels like to die. The mother told him, nah, that ain't true. Dude went back to finish off the job. Apparently the cop was on his hands and knees, and Kevin Johnson went back, finished off the job, shot and killed the cop. This was at 19. This is in 2005. Fast forward, he just got executed on Tuesday, 37. That was 17 years ago. That was 17 years ago. So they held that against him. 17 years ago, he acted out of rage. He felt like the cop was responsible for the death of his little brother. So he took matters into his own hands. Was it right? No. Was it wrong? Hey, who knows? But that's what he did. And he ended up getting a death penalty. He ended up getting executed because he shot and killed that cop at 19 because he felt the cop was responsible for his little brother dying. He got the death penalty. He got executed on Tuesday. They wouldn't even let his daughter's 19, they wouldn't even let his daughter be present at the execution because she was 19 and said you had to be 21. So he got executed at what, 36, 37. He committed this crime at 19. So again, if we gonna hold stuff again, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Come on now. He was 19. He felt like that cop was responsible for the death of his little brother. He acted impulsively, and that he took the life of that cop. He played a, you know what I'm saying, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's what he did. That's what he resorted to. Was it right? Emphatically, no. But he got executed for it, though. He got executed for it. I thought prison was supposed to be about rehabilitation. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I mean, he apologized countless times. You know, he was remorseful, all of this type of stuff. You know, so I thought that was the whole purpose of the system. But again, like I said, they held that against him. They held what he did at 19 against him. He killed the cop, took his life. We done had people that shoot up schools that don't get the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? We done had cops. We done had folks kill black folks and don't even see prison time, right? Now, granted, should he have killed the cop? No. But it happened. But you know how many times they done killed us and they ain't even see the prison. Ain't even see prison. Like, come on, man. Like, this is what we on. So homie got executed. Lethal injection on Tuesday. Because he killed a white cop. You know, so once that broke, this in the St. Louis area, this in my hometown, this is what was happening. This just happened. You know what I'm saying? It was a big ordeal on Tuesday, man. They was trying to extend that process, but they told him, nah, he got to die. Lethal injection. Killed that man Tuesday. Kevin Johnson. Look that story up. Shakir, peace. Big Smooth, peace. What's happening? Tavis, for sure. 100% he was judged. TZ, exactly. At 14 years old, you walking up to a situation like that, man, you ain't curious. You know what's happening. You know what it is. You know what it is, man. Like all that is nonsense. Magic for sure. And they didn't even strive to manipulate any facts. You know what I'm saying? Because this was cut and dry for them. Like, the dude admitted to killing the cop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even, dude admitted to killing the cop. Dude was like, I felt like dude was responsible for the death of my little brother. I acted out of rage. I mean, the man told the truth. He was like, but I'm remorseful. Like, I'm very, so if I could go back in time, I wouldn't do all the things that you're supposed to do if you are rehabilitated. Things like that. They just didn't accept it and said, we got to kill him. And they saying it ain't got nothing to do with race. You know what I'm saying? It's the callous act that was carried out by him. So they ain't even trying to cover up nothing because bro, for one, told exactly what it was. I felt the cop was responsible for killing my little brother, so I killed the cop. That's what he said. He just told the truth. So it really wasn't nothing. He told him straight what it was. He didn't hide from it. Like, that's what I did it. I wish I hadn't have done it, but I did it. I acted emotionally. I acted impulsively because I felt he was responsible. I was full of rage, as anybody would be. So I don't understand why they can't understand that. You know, I'm 19. If a young white man would have did, if a white boy would have did that at 18, 19, they would have started talking about mental health issues, all of that type of stuff. It would have gotten written off. They would have been able to use that excuse, mental health, all that type of nonsense. We can't use that. You know, you 19, man. We 19. We done been 19. You know what I'm saying? You be full of all type of rage, man, at that point. especially if you feel like this white cop responsible for killing your little bro or responsible for your little bro dying. Ain't no telling what you would do at 18 or 19. Ain't no telling. Ashley, my sister, peace, what's happening? Ain't no telling. So, yeah, so bro got the death penalty. He got executed on Tuesday, you know, because he killed the white cop. He was remorseful, say he wish he wouldn't have did it or wish he wouldn't have done it, but it's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, he apologized to the family, like all the stuff you're supposed to do, but they still killed him anyway. So much for rehabilitation, right? So where do we draw the line? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we gonna execute him for killing this white cop, all right, he shouldn't have did it. Right. He shouldn't have took his life. Okay, we got it. But like, when do we draw this line? Like, when are one of them gonna get killed for killing us? That's when everybody want, like, you know what I'm saying? That's the question I have. They can kill us and don't receive any type of jail time, but then somebody kills a cop after apparently he wouldn't let the moms come back in to treat the son having a seizure, so the little bro ends up dying. Like, come on. Come on, man. We can't win out here, man. We can't win dealing with them, man. We can't win dealing with them. Magic for sure. And that's why from time to time I got to get on this joint and build about the corruption of the system. The corruption of the system. Matter of fact, I got a book. I mean, it's unrelated, but it's related at the same time. Y'all know how that goes. Here go a book right here, Under an Ionized Sky, from chemtrails to space fence lockdown. Go grab this type of book right here, man. Let y'all know how they poison in there. Y'all already know about chemtrails. Y'all saying nothing new under the sun, but go grab that book. You know, that book goes in detail about that, about how they using the how they using the very air against us by poisoning that joint. So again, man, the corruption, it runs deep. That's why when you speak out against the corruption, you get penalized, because it runs so deep. It runs deep. And when you expose it, man, you putting them at risk. They can't have that. They can't have their plan being exposed. They can't have their people being exposed. They can't have that. They can expose us. We can expose one another. Easy. All magic for sure. Yeah, I remember that. TZ, man, what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no like, listen. Now we understand right now, George Zimmerman, protective custody. Dude got all type of protection around him, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that dude should not be a free man. It's just that shouldn't have been justified. Like, dude should not be free. Like, come on, man. Like, that case right there was a slap in the face. That was one of the biggest slaps in our faces right there, man. That was that Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman case, man. That was a big slap in the face, like, for real. And then don't like the Sean Bell, like, man, all of that, man. That when we start talking about these situations, man, that stuff starts grinding my gears, man. Stuff start grinding my gears when we start talking about these situations, man, and the lack of time that these dudes then received for killing us, man. And just how long the list is, man, in regards to the victims, man. Like, for real, man. We dudes out here dying, and our brothers out here dying because they reaching for cell phones. Our brothers out here dying for no reason, fam. Like, man, man, can you imagine that? Can you imagine, man, you getting put, like, you on your way to like a wedding or something, or you leaving the wedding, like, you chilling, you minding your business, you get pulled over, and you doing what's right, like, they asking you for information, and you reaching for it, and you get killed. Like, come on, fam. Do y'all understand the type of anxiety that creates? Man, listen, I don't care what you say as a black man, there's no way that you can be driving comfortably, ever. You always gonna be, like, especially when you start seeing the cops. I feel like as a black man, it is almost impossible to drive comfortably, because in the back of my mind, I'm always like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's always in the back of my mind. Like in the back of my mind, I always got to think about getting pulled over. Not for something that I'm about to do, not for a law that I'm about to break. Just if they get wind of me, if they see me and they decide to mess with me and they having a bad day, like they can just pull me over off the strength of that. We got to be thinking about that, man. It's hard to drive comfortably. Even if you doing everything right and exact. We done seen that. You could be doing everything right and exact. You could be following all the laws to a T, and that still ain't enough. Bitch wants a perceived threat. Like, what is that? So they can view us as a perceived threat, but we can't view them the same way, like they a perceived threat to us. Like I see a white cop, man, my life is in danger, literally. Like that ain't even a joke. Like literally my life is in danger. So I can't be like, I perceive them as a threat. Like I can't get away with that. But I don't, man, it's hard. I don't know if I'm the only one that deals with that, man, but it's hard to just drive safe, like to drive comfortably as a black man, man, because you just never know. And like I said, don't let you see a few cop cars, man. You about to instantly start getting paranoid. And mind you, you haven't done anything. Your record is clean. Your record could be clean. You could be driving the speed limit, music down. You haven't done anything to attract attention to yourself. But it's like PTSD. When you see the cop, we programmed to just get nervous. Like, man, hold up. It's too many cops out here. What they on? We ain't did nothing. Ain't no drugs in the car. Clean as a whistle. You could be clean as a whistle. You still finna get paranoid when you see the cops. And don't let you see about 2 or 3 of them in a matter, like every 2 or 3 blocks you seeing 2 or 3 cops. Man, you nervous. You like, hold on, what's happening? It's hot out here. Lindell, that's what I'm trying to tell you. For real. Like, where you coming from ain't got nothing to do with the traffic stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, man, just pull me over for what you pulling me over for, write the ticket, give me the warning, whatever, and let me go about my day, for real. At this point, man, the cops got to know, like, we already tense when y'all pulling us over. Like, just get it over with. Man, we not about to do anything to y'all. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, how many times we finna do something to y'all? If y'all didn't provoke us, we not finna do anything to a cop. We ain't that stupid. Like, we not that dumb, and unless we feel provoked, unless y'all done provoked us, man, we not finna just soon as y'all pull us over. Like, that's what the white folks do to the cops. They the one, they talk, when the cops pull them over, they cursing the cop out. We don't do that. But y'all perceive us as a threat. And you know how many times I done seen these white folks get pulled over and they cursing the cop out, going off on the cop, letting the cop have it. They pull us over, man, we nerve. We don't even want to take our hands off the steering wheel. Like, hey, I ain't reaching for nothing. Like, you asked for my ID, like the ID is in the glove compartment. Can I get it, sir? But you threatened by that. Oh, Tab is 100%. They nitpick all the time. A lot of that, hey, unfortunately, a lot of people that became cops, I feel like a lot of them, I'm gonna be real, I feel like a lot of them got bullied in school, like they was soft or something in school. You know what I'm saying? And borderline racist. We know the origin of cops, though. You know, the origin of the police force. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them got origins with racism and things like that. So we already know that. Asada Shakur talked about that in her autobiography. You know, she talked about the racist origin, you know, the Nazis part of the police. Like, she talked about all of that. She mentioned that. So we already know. MC, peace, what's happening? So we already truly know what it is. They're not here to protect and serve our interests. They're not here to protect and serve our community, things like that. Ronaldo for sure. And RIP to the Queen ancestor there, Francis Cress Wilson. But yeah, we always on guard. No matter how much we try not to be, we always on it. Even when I'm like training folks in the plaza that I train, the plaza that my gym is in, when I see the cops coming at plaza, like, I'm like, what they doing? I ain't did nothing. Everything legit, but it's like, I'm like, what is going on? White folks don't have that same response, man. When they see the cops, they starting to feel safe. They feel protected. They like, yes, the police is patrolling the plaza. I'm protected. I'm safe. When black people see the cops, we like, hold up. We sense trouble. We sense danger. And I'm not talking about danger in regards to what they looking for. We sense it for ourselves. Like, we like, hold on, why they circling this plaza? Why they in here? So like, we on point, and we gonna eyeball this cop until he leaves. White folks see him and be like, oh, okay, the cops here. Cool. We safe. Get back to work. That's not how it works on our side of town. For the most part. You have some black folks get comfortable when they see the cops. You have some of these folks. They do exist. But for the most part, folks that look like me, folks that think like me, when we see the cops, we suspicious. We like, what's happening? What this cop on? We ain't sense no trouble around here. What they here for? You know, so we on point, we on guard like that. Terenzo, peace, what's happening? Hey, get it in. Get it in. Moni, peace, queen, what's happening? Yeah, Mike, I'm telling you, man, them white folks can shoot out with the cops. They can cuss the cops out. They can hit the cops with the stone cold stunner. They can do anything to the cop. And they gonna come out alive. They might take him to Burger King. We already know we know that story. They'll take him to Burger King. They'll take him to go get something to eat. They'll take him to go get something to eat. We don't have that luxury. We say yes sir or no sir too hard. They feel threatened. Oh man, he projected his voice a little too loud. I had to pull the gun out. I didn't like the way I didn't like the tone. It was intimidating because they low-key fear us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. They low-key fear the black man 100%. That's 100. And it ain't even low-key at times. Really, it's really high-key, but they not going to admit it though. They low-key, high-key fear us, you know, that subconscious guilt that they have. You know what I'm saying? So it's all of that. All of that, you know. All of that comes out into play when you get these wicked cops and they pulling us over. All of that is liable to come out, man. So that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we always stand on guard. Always stand on guard. That's why we don't trust authorities. That's why we don't trust the pigs. Like, that's why we don't trust these systems, man. And it's rightfully so, due to the history. Chris, my brother, peace for sure. Wonder why, you know what I'm saying? Probably, most people probably ain't gonna get a notification for this one. Divine, 100%, man. Gotta be cautious when the cops are present. Like I said, even if you ain't did anything, and that's my case, 9 times out of 10, I ain't did nothing. You know, like back in the day, I stayed getting traffic tickets, man. I was out here, you know what I'm saying? I was getting a few of those times though. I got tickets and I ain't really do what they said I did. I remember one time they said I ran a light back in the day, did not run the light. The light was yellow. Listen, this was crazy. I was on my way to school. I was late, right? This how they do you. I was making a right. Boom. The light was yellow. Yellow means slow down, yield. Yellow doesn't mean stop. So as I did, I slowed down, boom, made my right. And I'm in there. Dude pulls me over. And he was like, man, you just ran that light. I was like, nah. I said the light was yellow. He was like, yeah, but if the light was yellow, you should have stopped and then made the right. I'm like, fam, that is not what yellow means. Dude took my license, bro. Like, dude took my license. I had to go to court to get my license back for that. Because I made a right at a yellow light. Dude took my light. The white cop took my license, and I had to go to court to get my license back for that. Because the dude told me I had to stop at a yellow light, then proceed to make the right. Whole while, this was back in the day where they had the cameras on the traffic lights. So if I ran this light, I would have gotten a picture in the mail saying that I ran the light. Never got that because I did not run that light. The light was yellow. I was all good. But he was like, nah, fam, you supposed to stop at the yellow light, gave me a ticket, took my license, and I had to go to court to get my license back because I made a right at a yellow light on my way to school. So I gotta pop up in school late, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I got a ticket, got a paper ID, do have to give me a temporary ID or a temporary driver's license and all of that. That was trash, man. I had to go to driver's school back in the day, man, because they stayed up on me. Like I had to go to driver's school, believe it or not. Like that's what I'm saying. I had to go to driver's school, man. They stayed pulling me over. Now, granted, I'm young back then, so some of the stuff I did, and then I had the beats and all that, so I stayed with a little attention to myself. But I got hit with some racist nonsense a few times. Oh yeah, Devon, man, yeah. And it was crazy, man. I got a homeboy that just became a cop, man. That's just crazy. Like, man, you the feds now, man. You the feds. Yeah, I'm like, man, you working for the feds now. Yeah, Chris, yeah. Man, I didn't got pulled over St. Louis County, St. Louis City. I didn't had every ounce of the cops pulling me over, man. I used to get pulled over all the time. All the time. Man, y'all gotta give me a second, man. I gotta keep up with some work out here, man. We multitasking at times, man. Hold up. All right, man. We back to it. Oh yeah, Renat, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the dash cam, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Ronaldo, what you say? What do you feel about respectability politics? Man, anything that got the word politics in it for me, man, I don't be too much fooling with it. It's all some trickery involved in it. It's almost like the same. It's like almost affirmative action. You know what I'm saying? Like I almost view that the same way I would view something like affirmative action. And how they made it seem like or make it seem like affirmative action was something for black folks, but it really wasn't. Like white women benefited more from affirmative action than any other group, because technically the minority, according to the system, the minority is anybody other than a white male. You know what I'm saying? So it's like affirmative action, white women are considered a minority technically. So affirmative action benefited them way more than it benefited us, especially black men. We the last in regards to that. So when you start talking about respectability politics, you know what I'm saying? We already know how that's gonna go for the black man. All these other groups, it could work for them. It's gonna work for them before it works for us. That stuff goes out the window when it's the black man talking about anything. Same with affirmative action. Affirmative action did not benefit us. It benefited white women more than any other group. And that's a fact. And right now it's benefiting like affirmative action and things like that is benefiting the LGBT, it's benefiting that community. So what they did was we affirmative action. We're gonna deal with minorities. But then they're gonna oversaturate the minority group. They're gonna give you all these different people that classify as minorities. Like I said, anybody that's not a white male classifies as a minority. So man, you can go in there. And then when they say diversity, all diversity could look like is some white women, black women, the Hispanic, and some gay folks, and they diverse. Notice I ain't name a black man, so you could be diverse without the black man, and I done seen that more than enough times. Man, Dread Mike and that's and the crazy thing is, I bet you don't nobody know buddy name. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't even worldwide news, I guarantee. Chris, and it's funny that you said Kirkwood, because before you tapped in, I just started telling the story about the young black brother that just got executed Tuesday. He was from Kirkwood. He got executed for shooting and killing a white cop. He at 19. He killed this white cop in 2005. He got executed on Tuesday. This all went down in Kirkwood. He felt the cop was responsible for his little brother dying, so he acted out of rage, shot and killed the white cop in 2005. It was around July 2005. He got executed on Tuesday. So it's funny that you mentioned Kirkwood, because I was just talking about that area. But he received the death penalty and they executed that man on Tuesday. Kevin Johnson is his name. Like I said, y'all can tap in and look up that story. See, Dread might see, that's what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? Now he gone. Terenzo for sure. You know, and that's why we always plant those seeds. Man, Chris, I'm here. Mona, you said they didn't let the daughter see him get executed. Yep, facts. She was 19, so they was like she had to be 21. Apparently, she was able to have a little meeting or something with him prior to that. You know, but nah, they didn't let him be. They didn't let her be present for the execution. Whole situation is just kind of interesting. A lot of different dynamics to what went down. It's a lot of different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna hold the brother accountable for what he did, but at the same time, it's like, if the point of prison is rehabilitation, what did you kill that man for when he showed all the signs of being rehabilitated? Yeah, he probably shouldn't have took the cop's life, but what's the point of prison? What is the point? Y'all could have just shot and killed the man right there, man. Listen, don't make me go through a process for 17 years just to kill me anyway. Man, no, just get rid. Like, if you gonna do, you know you finna kill me, fam, just come on with it. Don't let me show all these signs of being rehabilitated just for y'all to kill me anyway. What was the point of that? Like, I don't really understand that point. This situation occurred 2005. It is 2022. So it took y'all 17 years to finally kill this man. Y'all knew y'all was gonna do that anyway. Let's be real. He killed a white cop. We knew y'all was gonna do that. So it took y'all 17 years just to say we finna kill you anyway. And this case was simple. It wasn't much to work out in this case. Bro admitted to what he did. So at that point, when he admitted to what he did, y'all was gonna either kill this man or y'all wasn't. Like, it wasn't no sense of like stretching this out for this long. Bro said he did it. Bro said he killed the cop, and this is why I did it. They prolonged that situation, man. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time, man. I ain't got time for that, man. I ain't got time for that at all. I ain't got time for it. But they did it though. Wouldn't let the daughter see him. Daughter was like, man, my father did, and this crazy. Daughter was like, man, my father done been there for me, been doing a lot for me, and he ain't even been there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna focus on that though. Like I said, he's showing all signs of being rehabilitated. Maurice, peace, what's happening? Everything is good. Everything is everything. You know, so it's wild out here, man. It's wild out here. You know, the cop trying to serve you up, say you violate your probation. Boom, we wake up the young brother. He has a seizure. I don't let the mother go in and treat him, to be with him, whatever. He ends up dying. I act out of rage at 19 because I feel like he's responsible. And now I've been locked up for 17 years and I'm showing signs of growth, maturity, all of this. It's like, isn't that the point of locking me up? I don't know. Jay, for sure. Yeah, we already know it's about that money. Like I said, man, y'all might as well just go ahead and take me out instantly. Like, man, y'all know what y'all gonna do. I killed the white cop. Y'all know what y'all not know what y'all on. And it's crazy because this same area. Let me see if I can find let me see if I can the same area, like this Kirkwood area that we talking about, they had a situation. That joint, boy, that joint was crazy. If you want to look up something, look up Charles Lee or Cookie Thornton. This another incident that happened in the same Kirkwood area that I'm talking about. It was a Kirkwood City Council shooting. That boy, he went up in the city hall when they was having a meeting and got to shooting him. This black dude went crazy. Boy, he bust up in the city hall and killed 7 of them. Shot the mayor in this mug. You know what I'm saying? The dude wasn't playing with him. Cookie Thornton. Like, this dude was not playing. Like, he did not fool with whatever they was on. He went up in that joint. He shot the mayor, man. He killed 7 people. So the Kirk was like, these, you know what I'm saying? Black folks be getting fed up, it be getting rough. It be getting rough around here. Chris, you already know. I know. You already know. Yeah, Moni, exactly. But they ain't care nothing. They don't care nothing about her feelings. They ain't care nothing about that, like, at all. It's not a piece. What's happening? Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't care anything about that. They ain't care anything about it. They ain't care nothing about that pain. Oh yeah, you killed a white cop. Man, they don't care nothing about your. They don't care nothing about none of that. They was like, yep, we ain't letting you witness it. We don't care nothing about what you saying. But I just thought the whole little situation was interesting. E. Smith, peace, what's happening? You know, it's just crazy. It's the hypocrisy around here, man. The corruption, all of that. Interesting, you know. And they be in denial out here, but it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna continue to point out the truth. We're gonna continue to point out the contradictions, the hypocrisy, things like that. We didn't all been there, done that. We didn't all suffer some form of harassment. I'm pretty sure. You know, I got a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? I didn't been a part of that. I didn't been the victim and all that type of good stuff. I didn't been stereotyped and all that. I'm pretty sure it didn't happen to a lot of us, man. I didn't been there, done that. But it's all good though. You know, it's all good. Like I said, with content like this, y'all know it's all good. I ain't afraid to make the title what it is. Like, I ain't afraid to forget these white folks out here, man. I ain't afraid of that. Like I said, this would be something that'll get used against me. Mind you, I didn't put out plenty of motivational content, but let something happen to let a cop shoot me a few times, but they gonna pull up this one. They ain't gonna pull up all the times where I was motivating people. They ain't gonna pull up all the times where I posted motivational quotes and books and songs and all that. They gonna find something like this and be like, see, this is what he was on. And then they're gonna find the worst thing that I said. As a matter of fact, you know, they gonna twist that. They gonna take out a clip of something I said, but that is the context gonna get left out. They'll do something like that. That's how they do it. They'll go find something where you quoted somebody and make it look like you said it. Leave out the context, make it look like you just a savage out here. We got to understand context is everything. So they do us like that a lot of times, man. They go dig up that dirt, leave out the context. Look at what he said. Nah, man, go like what they tell you. Watch the whole interview. Watch the whole stream. You will get the context. That's the type of stuff that they be on. You know, they go find something you said, find somebody you quoted, make it look like you said it, leave out the context, and then we gonna make that joint go viral. So now ain't nobody watching the whole interview, the whole stream, the whole video. They just paying attention to the little 10 seconds that they chose to make go viral. That's how they move. That's how they function. Oh yeah, Chris, you say club shell. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But yeah, man, unfortunately and fortunately, I done had a lot of run-ins with the cops, but I done made it out alive. That's why every time that stuff hits home when a young brother doesn't, because I'm like, man, I could have easily been in that situation. The amount of times I got pulled over, some for the stuff that I did, sometimes for the stuff that I did do, but then sometimes for stuff I did not do. So that could have ended terribly. The times that I got pulled over for like no reason. I remember the last time I got pulled over was like a year or two ago. The white chick circled back on me, turned around, whoop, whoop, pulled me over, and asked me did I have somebody else in the car, and I'm like, nah. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong car. You know what I'm saying? Like the white chick pulled me over and was like, do you have anybody else in the car? Mind you, I got I rolled my windows down. I ain't trying to hide nothing from you, so I got my windows down. You could look in this car. So you looking in my car asking me, do I have anybody else in the car with me? And I politely say no. And you like, oh, wrong car. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the last time I got pulled over. And this was the most recent one, like about a year or two ago. I rolled the window down on this white chick, and she's like, is there anybody else in the car? Do you see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a white person would have been like, do you see anybody in this car? They would have got smart with her. But since we black, we can't afford to say that. Because obviously nobody else is in this car unless you think I got somebody in the trunk. But I'm like, ma'am, the windows are down. You looking directly in my car. Do it look like anybody else is in this car? You know what I'm saying? So she wasted my time, pulled me over, said she had the wrong vehicle. Like, yeah, that made a lot of sense. Man, Chris, the crazy part about that, for one, I ain't even want to buy the car because it had it, but I needed the car at the time because I wrecked my previous car. So I had to do what I had to do. But I had my windows down. This was like when the weather was good. So my windows were down. Prior to getting pulled over, my windows were like down. So I ain't even have my windows up because I know what it is. If I got the tents, once I start seeing cops, I roll the windows down. I do that on purpose. I'm like, y'all ain't finna come get me. So I roll the windows down when I see them, especially when the weather is good. So I saw the cop. I saw him. You can see them a mile away. So I saw the cop. Let me roll these windows down so they can see who I am. They can see what's up. Whoop, whoop, still got behind me. Asked me, was anybody else in the car? That's why I was just like, that whole thing was awkward because like you could see in this car. I had windows down. Wrong car. I was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? You could have ran the license plate to figure out you had the wrong car. Like you could have did a bunch of things to figure out this was not the car that you was looking for. You saw me, you were like, this ain't the person that we looking for, this ain't the car that we looking for. It's a bunch of different ways she could have went about determining whether or not this was the right car. But it didn't go down that way. But it is what it is. I survived it, so I'm good. King repeats, what's happening? What's the word? Man, King, man, it's a lot of people late to this one, man. It's like that mugs ain't alerting. This mug ain't alert folk. But y'all, man, I gotta make some moves, man. I gotta go ahead and tap out of this stream, man. This was a good build though. The real peace for sure. Just like it. Might be even worse than dude. You know what I'm saying? They come from the same cloth though. But yeah, man, I gotta go ahead and tap out, man. I gotta, tend to some things around the crib. So I appreciate y'all, man, taking this hour out of y'all day to chop it up with the kid, listen to the kid build, vent, all that good stuff, man. I'm gonna try to tap in with y'all. If not tomorrow, possibly Saturday, Sunday, one of them days, man. I'm gonna try to tap in with y'all. But I appreciate y'all, man. It's always peace building with y'all. But I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Thursday. Y'all be easy out here. I'm out. Peace.